Hi, Mom. We're taping now.
Okay, Fred.
So it's June 16th, right?
That is correct.
All right, and we're here in Palm Beach. I just wanted to have a couple minutes on tape with you to talk about who you are and things that you care about and things that you've been thinking about. Can you tell me a little bit about where your life started, where you were born and where you grew up?
Oh, sure. I know that.
Yeah.
I know the answer to that question. Yeah. Well, I was born in Boston, and
Boston proper?
actually, we lived with my grandmother and grandfather at the time on Angel Street in Dorchester.
Okay, so in Dorchester.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Across the street from the park, actually, and my grandfather had built that house. He was fairly successful. He called himself an interior decorator,
So that's what he did. What was his name?
My grandfather?
Yeah.
Michelson.
Uh-huh.
The heck was...
So this is your
my mother's father.
Uh-huh. Your mom's name is Helen.
Yep. And then, it was bad times then. I mean, I was born in 1935.
Mm-hmm.
The Depression was still, pretty strong. And my father and mother had gotten married a little bit against my grandparents' objections, and they objected to the marriage a little bit because my father really didn't have a career. And so anyway, we did move around a little bit in the first part of my life.
Yeah.
And we moved when I was just about 18 months old, I guess. We moved up to the Berkshires.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we lived up there for a while. I'm not sure what my father was doing then. Anyway, then we went to Springfield,
mm-hmm.
where my father worked for Pepsi-Cola, and he also he was a frustrated actor in many ways, frustrated doctor, frustrated lots of things. He was probably, one of these guys that today, what do they call them?
Entrepreneur? Or?
No. Somebody that's got all kinds of interests and not really going anywhere. Anyway, then he ran the theater in West Springfield,
A movie theater.
Yeah,
correct?
but the Majestic Theater. But they used to do stage shows there too. They used to do in between. They had acts that would come through
mm-hmm.
on the way from Boston to New York. Stage acts, vaudeville.
Yes.
He used to call himself the Major Bose of West Springfield. They used to come there and put on these shows, and they also gave away dishes.
That was the prize, days. Right?
They gave away dishes to people in the audience,
Oh, I didn't
yeah.
So it wasn't a prize for the act.
Oh, no. These were legitimate stage people.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no, they got paid.
Okay.
They were just, doing their tour
mm-hmm.
as they came through. Springfield was a stop on the way.
Okay.
And anyway, then he had an opportunity to buy a theater in New Jersey, and we moved to New Jersey. And we lived there for a couple of years, and that was not a very good time in our lives.
Okay. Was there a reason?
I think my father was not well there. My mother worked hard at the theater as well, and not that happy living there. And my sister was a little girl. I was in school, and anyway, then the war. Those were war years.
Your sister Diane. Do you remember what year she was born and where she was born?
She was born in '39
okay.
in Springfield.
Okay, in Springfield.
When we were living in Springfield, yeah.
Okay.
So anyway, it was war years.
Yeah.
When we were living in New Jersey, and it was kind of weird.
Mm-hmm.
And so at the end of the war, I guess we moved there in about 43.
Do you remember what part of New Jersey it was?
Oh yeah, we lived in Rutherford.
Okay.
Theater was in East Rutherford. And anyway, then the war was coming to an end. And my father had a very good opportunity to move back to Boston.
Mm-hmm.
He had a friend who was going into the leather business.
Okay.
And he had my father join him in the business, and he did. And we moved back to Boston. It's a hard time to find a place to live. It took us a long time. We lived with relatives. I went to 4 different schools in the 4th grade.
Wow.
Yes. And then finally, we found a place, an apartment in Roxbury,
Mm-hmm.
and we stayed there for a long time. And times were good for my father then. He felt like he really was providing for his family, which was nice. We did. Diane and I went to camp every summer. We had everything we needed.
Yeah. What was the camp you went to?
We went to Tevye.
Tevye. You still have some friends that you met there.
We started out at a camp called Speedwell, which was an all-girls camp of that Eli and Bessie Cohen Foundation.
Okay.
Those were Zionist camps. Turn it off for a minute.